Grado is the Daft of the Football Daft podcast.
Is that a good story? Is that a good story?
I've got an encyclopedia brain.
He's got a day man nothing. Fuck's sake. What are you, a fucking hoot?
This is Football Daft.
You're a Rangers man. I'm a Hearts man.
With Ewen Cameron.
I work for Showtime and ESPN.
And...
In the top end of Stevenson, Grado!
It's the Football Daft podcast with Ewen and Grado. Hello there, Grado.
All right, mate.
We have what I would describe as a really great show today. I know you're very happy with the guest that's going to be joining us live in the studio today. He's still a current footballer. He's plying his trade at Partick Thistle. But I know that you're a huge fan, and you're such a fan, you've actually brought a notebook and pen with you today.
I always do.
You don't always do. The last time you brought a notebook and pen for one of our guests, it was when Ian Durant was here. Today, you've brought another notebook and pen because it's Kenny Miller who's going to be sat here in the studio, the former Rangers, Celtic, Rangers striker.
I'm delighted.
I know you're happy with Kenny being here. How's your week been, Mr. Grado?
I went and seen a spooky woman on Monday.
Sorry?
A spooky woman.
A spooky woman?
Well, she was a seance. What do you call it?
A seance is something
a psychic.
So where was this woman?
She was in my girlfriend's house and everybody went in one at a time.
So why was she in your girlfriend's house?
Because that's what you do. You book her to come to the house.
Do you not go to her?
No.
Most people go to the psychic.
No.
Because they need to be in their own surroundings.
Part of the deal is she comes, you go and pick her up. She comes and shit. I know you pick her up.
You have to pick her up.
You pick her up.
She doesn't make her own way to the house.
No. She comes in, sits with a wee cup of tea, and everybody goes in one at a time.
And how old is she?
Oh, she's an older woman.
An older woman.
Aye.
So she comes with a notebook and pen,
aye,
right?
aye.
And she is there to give a
Everybody's-
reading for everyone in the family.
Aye.
So you go in one after another.
One after another. I was last.
So you're all sitting in a room somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Everyone goes into the room to see her. So how long do people have with her?
About half an hour.
Half an hour?
Aye.
So how many of you is there?
6. And I was last.
So you're sitting there for 3 years?
I was fearing in case she was going to end up being tired and going, right, I'm only going to get 10 minutes. So she's going to be, she can't be fucked. But she was actually all right.
Did she know you were there?
No, because I was a last minute replacement.
For somebody else who couldn't do it?
Aye, so she didn't know. And she didn't recognise me when I walked in.
So you walk in, you sit down in your girlfriend's house.
Aye.
You're sat on the sofa next to her?
Aye, sat next to her.
Does she take your hand?
No.
Does she look at your tea leaves?
She just looked at me and went, who's got the stomach problem? And I went, me. I've got IBS.
That was our first question.
Aye. I've got IBS.
Uh-huh.
She goes, I've got your dad's granda here. I went, well, I've never met him, but tell me, says hello.
Your dad's granddad
Aye.
was in the room with this woman.
Aye.
Why your dad's granddad?
I've no idea.
Did you ever meet your dad's granddad?
No.
Do you know who he is?
No, I met him, so that's why I was kind of going, is there any else there? No.
And what did your granddad say?
He says, stay after curries. I says, so what is that?
Wait, so your dad's granddad from beyond the grave appears in your girlfriend's house.
Aye.
And the first thing he says to you, someone who you've never spoke to in your life before,
Stay off the curries.
stay off the curries.
I went, all right, cheers.
So,
And
I mean,
then,
everything that he could tell you, any bit of advice that he could give you, your granddad that you've never spoke to, stay off the curries.
Stay off the curries, aye.
Right, okay.
And then I went, all right, I goes, there's anybody else up there? She went, no, he's still there. You got a back issue or no? I says, well, I do a bit of the wrestling. She went, aye, because he's up there saying, hey, you kiddie-on wrestler. You kiddie-on wrestler. I says, tell him to day one, man. You don't get my money here. Get my own.
So your granddad from your no, actually, it's not even your granddad. Your
No, my
dad's
father's granddad,
Your
aye.
father's granddad. 2 bits of advice. You're a kiddie-only wrestler,
Aye.
and you need to stop eating the curry.
Aye.
Okay, and so does he then disappear?
Aye, because I was like, come on.
So he leaves.
Aye, she leaves, then my mom comes in.
So your ma's there in the room.
Aye, she's there.
Right, so what does your ma say to you?
She, get your car insurance sorted.
Get your car. so your mum from beyond the grave
Aye.
comes in and says, get your car insurance sorted.
Which is funny because it's up this month. So,
Right.
So I thought, I goes, tell her thanks. And then she
I
still,
hope you're not offended when we laughing here.
what?
Your mum comes, right? Everything that your mum could say to you. Son, I miss you. I love you. You're the best son ever. No, get your car insurance sorted. Right? So,
She
right?
said that. And then she said, oh, your mum says she can see you in Benidorm. I went, that's fun enough. We're about to go to Cyprus, but it get cancelled. She went, no, the programme Benidorm. I went, that's tidy.
Your mum sees into the future now.
Aye.
And sees that you're going to be in bed.
Aye.
Right.
But do you know what, Ewan? I know you can take the pee and all that. I know it
I'm
sounds-
not taking the pee.
But it was actually quite nice. See, when I was young, I used to go to a spooky club up the Hibs, up in Stevenson. And basically what would happen is every week there would be a different medium. That was it. A different medium would come in and they would give readings. And some of the stuff was really spot on. Like one time, this medium come up and went, Wilhelmina. And I went, what? Wilhelmina. I says, I don't know anything called Wilhelmina. I went home and found out that was the name of my great-gran. So that was kind of weird.
So you didn't know your great-granddad and you didn't know your great-gran, but they're coming through to speak to you.
Aye, they keep wanting to talk to me. But it was, do you know, it was interesting. See this wee woman on Monday. All she done was sat with a wee cup of tea, right, with a notepad. See, when I used to go to the Spooky Club up the Hillocks on Monday, everybody would do something. Every medium would do something different to G themselves up, right? You know, somebody would bang in the wall. Somebody would, you get them to say a wee This one guy came in, right? There was like, so there was about 20s in this wee community centre in Hillocks, and he says, guys, just before I go in and speak to the other side, I just need to sing a wee song just to get the room flowing, right? So we're all sitting there, I look at him, and he goes, and baby, every time you touch me, I become a hero. I'll make you safe no matter where you are, and you tell me that you love me. Right, I'm getting an Ian. Who's got an Ian? That's what he done. He said what? It was fucking total entertainment.
So this guy would sing to bring the spirits out, and then they would all come out and go, hey, there's an Ian here.
Aye. And then he would go, right, somebody here has just got new treatment, new medication. Aye, I've got new pills for my feet. Somebody in the crowd, would take it. And it was brilliant, mate. I used to go out every Monday.
So do you believe?
I think I do, mate, aye.
I'm going to ask you a question, right? This is where I have my doubts about mediums and psychics and everything, right? People go missing. People are murdered and they never find out who the murderer is. Why do people who are murdered or killed or anything like that ever contacted and they go, by the way, it was him that killed me?
Because they're not getting their 30 bar an hour. They need to pay them. They're not picking her up for a house. The police only picking them up.
It's now time for Strip for Grado. This is where you send us in your strips and we give you a wee shout out. So thank you so much to everybody who's taken the time out to send us in their strips. And I'll be honest with you, Grado, when you came with this idea, I thought, nobody's going to send us in a strip. Aye. And look, we've already got, 6 up?
Aye,
and there's more in the office?
Aye.
So what strip have we got today?
Today, it came from Mark Reid and Lanark United. They're celebrating their centenary season, and this is a strip for the last year when they won the SFJA West Region League.
Well done,
After
boys.
only being defeated twice, by the way, Hull.
Well done.
They're playing in the West Region League Cup final this Sunday at 2 bells against Auchinleck Talbot at Beechwood Park. So pop along and give them their support if you can. MD, that's playing against the Talbot, gets my support as a Buffs fan. So
you know, like the Talbot?
No, I'm not a Talbot boy. I'm not a Talbot man. No, because I'm a Buffs fan.
So you'll be wanting them to pump them?
Yes, come on Alana this week.
It's a nice wee strip. I thought when you first brought it in, I thought it was St Johnstone.
Aye, there's a lot of St Johnston tap.
Yeah.
And I've never seen that make a four. Surridge. I've never seen that before. That's a funny one.
That badge says, what is
Aye.
it? Surridge. Sport
Aye.
company called Surridge.
Aye.
Who's the sponsors of the team?
Bryson Tractors Limited Lanark. So there you go, Bryson. You're getting a free plug on this show.
So thanks so much. So who was that again that sent in the strip?
Mark Reid. So cheers, Marky boy.
And the very best of luck on Sunday. Get along and support the team and see them pump the Talbot.
Pump the Talbot. Well, I hope I've not got any bookings and knocking like soon.
Grado's Rant.
Right, Grado, let's do it. What's your rant this week?
Well, actually stems for Strip for Grado every week. We get folks sending in their strips.
It's great.
To pump the water. It's brilliant.
And punters love sending in the strips
Aye.
and getting a mention.
But this week, apparently, we're pond life. Apparently, we're disgusting. Apparently, we're the worst folk on earth because we're hanging these taps up with thumbtacks. We get pelted off a guy on Twitter, didn't we?
He's not happy.
He's not happy at all.
He thinks
and they let it drop.
He thinks it's a disgrace.
He thinks it's a disgrace.
That we are putting football tops up in the studio with thumbtacks.
Aye. What does he want us to use? Fucking Pritt stick? You know what I mean? I don't get it.
But here's now. He might.
Are we in the wrong?
He might have a little point because I was watching something on Sky Sports the other night there,
Right.
and they had it was like a spin-off of Soccer AM. It was a nighttime show, and they were sat with a footballer, and the footballer had to pick his best 11 throughout his career, and they had loads of strips in the background, and they had them on coat hangers, and the coat hangers were hanging from nails.
Right.
So they were not pinned to the wall. And he might have a point because if I look behind you right now, it's not just one pin. There are 4 pins hammered into all the strips.
Actually.
You know what I mean? 4 thumbtacks. I mean, they're not the smallest of thumbtacks. I mean, look at the size of those thumbtacks. He might have a wee point.
Aye, actually. Sorry, pal.
Let's take a look back at last weekend's games and some of the talking points from the week. Aberdeen won, Hibs won. Aberdeen down to 9 men. We're 1-0 down. Got a late equaliser, Sam Cosgrove. Hibs a wee bit cheesed off at not holding on for the 3 points. Grado, your thoughts?
Deutsch Sibo.
You're saying Deutsch is up there with Sibo, Philip Sibo. Is it? Is that what you're saying?
Is that good?
Is that what you're saying?
Aye.
Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1. Levine out.
Oh, is that what
Please back me up. Come on, Grado.
No, but do you know what? Right, okay. I'll give Levine until the
You like Levine.
I do like Levine. I
Right.
do like Levine. He was at Ibrox the other day watching the Rangers.
Again, every bloody week, no matter what I say, no matter what I bring up, you turn it into Rangers. So you like Levine because he was at Rangers last week.
Obviously, Kenny was there because we're playing him in a
You're
fortnight's
so
time.
predictable.
But what do you think? Do you think?
Out. That's it. Just get Levine out. And Jack Ross.
Jack Ross, I knew you were going to say that.
He's no longer in a job. And I think it's a bit unfair that he got the sack.
No, definitely.
Because he's only
Sunderland-
lost like 7 games in a year and a half.
Do you know if Sunderland are doing this documentary again? Do you know if they're doing a second season there?
They
They
are.
are. Oh, that'd
Right.
be tidy.
Right.
That'd be good.
So Jack Ross is out in his ear. I would love for him to replace Craig Levine at Tynecastle and Budge. Get him before somebody else does because he's a decent manager.
Right.
Motherwell 2, St Mirren 0. Motherwell are absolutely flying. They're the best of the rest just now with Celtic and Rangers ahead of them.
Are they doing well, or is it just that every other team's doing shite and they've got a wee bit of consistency?
Probably a wee bit
Because
of that.
every year there's always a team. You know, Hearts
Aye.
done it last year, and it's Motherwell who that's not been. I didn't see that coming. So, but well done to the Steelmen. Well done 2-0 at home. Keep it up, guys.
Ross County 2, St Johnstone 2. St Johnstone having a miserable season.
Oh, that's
but
because Fozzie's away. Did you see him celebrating when Ross County scored? He was getting off his nut.
He did.
I thought, oh, see if I was a St Johnstone fan, you'd be like that.
Ross County were 2-1 down. And they came back to get it to 2-2.
Aye. That looked like a good game.
It was a good game, aye. Well done to Ross County, who are having a good season this year. Let's be honest about it. I mean, they just come up from the Championship and are doing okay. Livingston 2, Celtic 0. The result of the weekend. Is that the shock of the season so far? When you look at all the results that have happened, the shock of the
I would say
season.
it's shock of the season so far. Well done to Gary Holt's men. He's done great.
I mean, that Celtic dropped 5 points in 2 league games.
What about fucking Christie deleting his Twitter?
Oh, I know.
But it just shows you, man. Some folk on Twitter, man.
I know.
It's just said, speaking of Twitter, did you see fucking hang with Colleen Rooney? Colleen Rooney and Vardy. Oh my God, man.
Colleen Rooney and Rebecca Vardy.
Popcorn out or what, man?
You've been reading it?
Oh, aye, 100%.
Are you all over it?
I've even been reading the stories that she planted for Vardy's missus to put up. Do you know
No
what I mean?
way!
Aye. See how like, the gender identity stuff in
Aye.
Mexico and all that? It's amazing, isn't it?
But you see Rebecca's come back and went,
I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant. I wouldn't have done that to
I don't
you.
need that. I'm in my holidays, hen. I don't need this, hen. I'm in my holidays.
I don't need the money. Are you?
Look, come on. If somebody's got your password, if somebody's got Rebecca Vardy's password, I think the last, there's so many things you could do with that. You're not just going to fucking screenshot Colleen Rooney stuff and send it to the papers. You'd do everything, wouldn't you?
Aye. I mean, if somebody else has got your password, why would you not change it?
Change it, aye.
Are you enjoying this battle
Love
on
it.
Twitter?
Hashtag love it.
Are you supporting Colleen Rooney and all this?
I
love what she's done.
I love the Roonies, man. See how the story about how they use like their 5% discount in a restaurant.
Yes.
I love all that stuff, man. Because they're brand new. They're down to earth. I love
They
it.
are down to earth. And
Aye.
Colleen Rooney is such a good investigator. I mean, she's been working on this for the last couple of years.
I know. Yeah,
2 years.
Aye.
She says she knew, but she just had to 100% double check
I
everything.
wonder what made her go, right?
This is
I'm
it.
doing it today. I'm doing it today.
Aye.
And I wonder how like Vardy's like at training. Oh, mate, you better check your fucking phone. Do you know what I mean? Just imagine what it's like now. Vardy, he'd be biffing out, going, phone these missus, going, you better fucking check me on. You better check me on. Think he will be like that?
It'll be terrible. It'll be absolute. But how she did it. We see when you're reading through the note
It's
of
pure expertise.
and then right at the end she
Aye,
goes,
that
"And
person
is Rebecca Vardy."
Oh.
And everyone just goes, "Du, du, du."
I know. It's amazing. She done well.
And do you know what? She would not have done it if she wasn't 100,000,000% sure.
Oh, 100%.
If this is over a 2-year period, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's got all the screenshots. She's got all the stories. I mean, she made up stories. The Sun have actually pulled down the story about the flood in her basement because they now know it's not true.
Fucking hell, man.
Watch this space.
Let's try and get Colleen on the show. Get her on FaceTime. Come on. Let's get her on.
From her basement, it's no flooded. Let's get back to last week's football. Rangers 5, Hamilton 0.
Yeah, dancer! Top of the league.
10 goals in 2 games for Rangers.
Doing well.
Aberdeen and then Hamilton.
Oh, brilliant. Love it. Defoe getting a wee hat trick.
Uh-huh.
Aye, Barisic's getting in on the act. But you know what, Ewan, I don't want to get too excited. As Stevie G says, trophies aren't won in October. We've got 30 games to go, but it's good looking at the table and seeing us at the top.
It's interesting you say that because on social media, Graham Kelty, who's a Rangers fan, has got in contact with the show and he says the league isn't won in October, as you've just said, and so has Stephen Gerrard said. Plenty of footballing minutes still to play. More points will be dropped, more points will be gained. James McPhee, poor performance from Celtic on Sunday against Livingston with the depth in our squad. Lennon should have rung the changes, really missing a backup striker if Griffiths isn't fit, and will go out and sign Gary Hooper for games like this as he's currently on a free. I mean, how many of Leo Lennon's former players are going to turn up at that team?
Oh, no, I can.
James Davidson, who's a Rangers fan, great
Am
to
I
be
not
back
getting
at the top of the
ready then?
league.
He's not.
Do you want to read one?
Fuck's
Well, do you want to read
sake.
the one?
You just keep going.
No, you do the James one then.
Right. As a Rangers fan, it's great to be back at top of the league. Been a long, hard few years. This year under Stephen Gerrard, we're a different animal. And we've taken advantage of Celtic slip-ups. Just need to keep on doing what we didn't do last year. Motherwell talk. Declan Gallagher is the best centre-back in Scotland right now. Motherwell just have 5 points off the top and they could upset this year.
Upset what? The league?
They could. Do you think that could happen?
What, do you think they could be a Leicester?
Could you imagine it?
Could they do a Leicester? No chance.
Pushing it.
Craig
Logan, the Rangers. Rangers can win the league. It's all about mentality now. We have shown weakness in that area, but we've got our noses in front. There is little difference in the quality of both squads. It's all about mental toughness, particularly with Tynecastle being next up. Stuart and Falkirk blew away a 2-goal lead against Rafe Rovers because Ray McKinnon doesn't know how to change tactics in a game.
Right, is that all the reaction, aye?
That's the reaction, mate.
Should we move on?
Aye, let's do it.
Okay. It's now time for Who Knows Wins, which we ran our own little league last week. Did you win any money, Grado?
Nah.
Did you win any money, Producer John?
Yeah!
Did you back Livingston to beat Celtic?
No, I didn't, but
You get closest.
everybody else had basically taken Celtic and Rangers in the Sunday game, so the pot got split between us and a lot of our listeners.
All right, so
there was
even if you-
£300 in the pot. So how many people won 50 quid?
I think it was about 6 of us picked up about 50 quid, including the gaffer.
Oh, no.
We should have been one of those, put it back in, but fuck that.
But I think even if you don't get everything right, it's who's closest.
Who's closest, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a wee
That
league
is
table.
actually cool, man.
It's a league table, so 6 people won 50 quid for their fiver.
God, that's actually all right. This is quite so.
It's good, aye. So that was last week.
You might have put it in the pot.
I know you might have just kept it for like this week,
I know,
International
I
Week.
know.
Greedy bastards. Anyway, Who Knows Wins is a home of social betting and are changing the culture of gambling. It's such a lot of fun. We had a great laugh with it last week. There was over £300 in the pot, which meant there was what? How many people would have been in there?
There was loads and
No,
loads,
if it's £5 a go, what adds up to over 300?
60.
60 people, 60 punters in the pot.
But that's what I'm saying. The more people that sign up to it, the bigger the pot.
The
It's going to
bigger
be
potters,
massive spread it about.
So that's a good first week that we had. So what you need to do is you need to download the app. Who Knows Wins. You can get it on Google Play and also the Apple App Store. So get yourself onto that. We're there, me and Grado and the guys here at Football Daft. Now, bookers have been taken out of the equation. You get to bet on your favourite sports events against your mates. It could be anything. You set it up. You'll make a prediction. The amount of more people that are in it, the more money there is to win. It's a brilliant way to rake in the cash from your friends and getting it right up them whilst having a bit of banter along the way. There's no odds, no bookmakers. This is all about the prediction on sporting events. There's a little league table. So the more you know, the more you win. And as you've just heard, there was around 60 of us last week who listened to this show, all put in a fiver, and 6 people walked away with 50 quid for their £5, which is fantastic. So we're going to do it again this week, but this week is going to be international fixtures.
I hate international weekend.
I know you don't like international weekend, but how many fixtures are we going to look at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Honestly, it
6,
does my
7,
nothing.
8, 9, 10. Let's predict 10 results. Right, okay. So we're going to quickly go through these 10 results. Kazakhstan, Belgium, what would you go with?
Kazakhstan.
On Who Knows Wins. So you're going to obviously go Belgium. Belarus, Netherlands.
Belarus.
Cyprus, Russia.
Cyprus.
Hungary, Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
Scotland, San Marino.
San Marino.
Estonia, Germany.
Estonia.
Poland, North Macedonia.
North Macedonia.
Slovenia, Austria.
Austria.
Wales, Croatia.
Wales.
Those are the fixtures on Who Knows Wins. If you want to get involved, then go and sign up. And all you need is to put in a fiver. And the bigger the pot, the more money you can win. So you just need. We've set that league up already. It's there under Football Daft, John.
Yep.
Under Football Daft.
Money.
So get involved.
Must be funny.
So get involved now by downloading the app on Apple or Google Play by typing in Who Knows Wins and get yourself involved. Me and Grado are there. Come and take our money if you think you're hard enough. It's the Football Daft podcast, and Grado's really happy with our very special guest today. At 39 years old, currently playing with Partick Thistle in the Championship, man of many clubs, starting at Hibs with 3 spells at Rangers, 1 at Celtic, as well as the likes of Wolves, Derby, Bursaspor, Vancouver Whitecaps and Cardiff. Over 250 club goals, 69 caps for Scotland and 18 goals. Honours include 3 titles with Rangers, 1 with Celtic, 2 Scottish Cups, 1 with Rangers, 1 with Celtic, and a League Cup, Challenge Cup and Championship medal, all with Rangers. Please welcome to the Football Dad podcast, the one and only Kenny Miller.
Tidy.
And Kenny, can I just
Missed
let
a
you...
championship with Hibs as well, by the way.
Oh, so you did?
First division. Sorry.
There you go.
So you did, and that was under Alex McLeish.
Sure was,
What
aye.
a season
Russell
that
Lappy,
was.
Frank Sozzi.
Oh, Latipi. Remember him? Did he smoke Hunners? I heard he was.
Hunners.
Oh, did he?
Smoked a chimney. Aye.
What a player, though.
What a player, though. What a team you had in that division.
Oh, what? I mean, Pat McGinley was still there. I think they were was he in there at the championship? I think he might have been. Stuart Lovell came up for them. What a player he was as well. Really, really good group.
Because of the job that McLeish did, that's what got him the job at Rangers, wasn't
Effectively,
it?
I mean, that would have been a year and a half later.
Aye, because it was the December we...
It was because Alex effectively sold me.
Aye.
Did he sit with you?
I was going to say that. So was it Advocate that signed you?
He signed me, yep. And
Aye.
then, so it would have been about a year and a half after I left Hibs. Alex got the Rangers job, and the first day he was in, sold me to Wolves.
Aye. Tight then. And then he sold you right away?
Straight first day.
Shut up, honestly.
First day on the job.
Honestly,
Yep.
after him,
Yep.
you playing for him all 8 times and then...
First
What happened there?
job.
What happened there?
What?
He just, well, Wolves had put a bid in
Aye.
prior to him being named as the manager. And I'd got a phone call for David Murray,
Aye.
chairman, saying that he wasn't going to accept it until the new manager came in because he thought that would maybe change.
Aye.
He wanted to give the new manager the opportunity to make the decision, and first day he came in, and that was me. David, I don't know if it was actually the chairman that phoned me. He says, we've accepted the bid. I went, no. So
Cheers.
never changed his mindset.
So the manager, first job, when he walks through the door at Rangers, is go, I want to get rid of
I'm
Kenny
not
Miller.
sure if I don't know. He actually phoned me a few weeks later and says it wasn't a case he wanted to get rid of him. There was an offer on the table for £3 million.
Too good to turn down at that time.
Well, it was good money. Good money. I was injured at the time as well. I broke my collarbone. And obviously we had an absolute dearth of strikers that were at the club at that time.
Billy
Hence, that's
Dodds.
why I went out on loan.
Was Billy Dodds?
Dodds is there. Wallace was still there, Flo, Moles, De Boer.
Jeez.
And then you had Kinchelskis, you had McCann on the wings.
Oh man, do you see? I seen a picture of Kinchelskis the other day, man. You seen Nickham? You wouldn't see him standing on a ball now. You seen it? Honestly, you seen a picture of Kinchelskis?
Was he
bloated as fuck?
bloated up, but you would never think that as well. The boy was an absolute machine.
I remember.
A machine.
I remember when I was a wee boy. I walked into the Rangers shop and I always remember the smell of me. Smelled of coconut, and ever since then I've always bought coconut stuff. No, see, I'm obsessed with coconut oil.
I love it as well.
Aye.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Tidy, get in there.
Are you smelling the coconut just now, Kenny?
No.
I
I don't know
can't.
what it is actually.
You don't know what it is, but it smells tidy.
It's an expensive one.
Is it?
Aye, it's an expensive one out of Fraser's.
Oh well. Well, I'll need to get one of the cheap rip-off ones. So you can get it on Facebook now. They've got the aftershave that's called, what do you call it? It's like rip-off aftershave. So it's like fake aftershave. I don't know what it's called. It's called something.
Fake.
Anyway, Kinchelskis, what a player.
What a player, an absolute machine.
Aye.
And smelled great.
Of coconuts.
So I take it, were you devastated when you get...
Listen, I actually wasn't. I didn't want to leave, but I'd went and had a good loan spell with Wolves. Brilliant group as well, really good group of boys. Big club, really big club. Got off to a flyer there, and they treated me. To be honest, anywhere I've ever been, if I wasn't playing, I want to move on. I don't want to sit about and just be sitting on a bench or felt of.
So you're not one of those players that just wants to pick up your wage and not really care if you're playing or not?
Not at all.
Do you have to play?
Well, again, I'll tell you that everywhere I've been, if I've not been playing, I've kind of moved on. And
so you're one of those guys, if you're no playing, no matter what the money is, I need to move on.
I need to move on, yeah. Simple as that, yeah.
There's too many players nowadays.
Listen, again, that maybe sounds a wee bit selfish, which I'm not selfish, but I think it's a good thing to have. No, but it's not the first sign of getting a game, you spit the dumb out and you say I want to leave. It's not about that. It's about if it's over a period of time and you're looking like, well, you're maybe 4th or 5th on a list, and listen, everybody, I can clock that, I know where I'm at, I know where I stand. So if that's the case, listen, we'll shake hands and we'll move on, and that's simple as that.
What did you do when you never got a game for Livi?
I always got a game for Livi. Always selected myself.
So, I mean, we've dived right into your career at Rangers and then being sold by Dick Advocaat. It's Alex McLeish, sorry. Yeah. And then you're down at Wolves. That famous goal against Man United that Wolves fans still talk about today.
Yep.
What was that like?
Well, I'm sure it was a top v bottom game at the time.
Aye, it was.
The roles reversed at the moment. Wolves are they're above Man U at the moment.
But Wolves definitely are, aye.
No, it was a top v bottom game. I mean, we needed points. We actually I think we had no bad record at home that year. We rode a luck, to be fair. It was a bit of a doing, and was it Wes Brown, I think, when I went past and he slips, everything. Tim Howard would probably save it. It's straight down the middle of the goal, but who cares? It's back of the net, and like you say, the rest is history.
Nice feeling though, isn't it?
Brilliant feeling. I mean, again, to score goals, and I mean, I've always liked scoring goals in big games, important goals, so it was scoring the winner against Man United. You can't ever take that away.
What do you think is the most special goal you've ever scored? If you think, you sit down, you look back at your career and you go, man, that was the tidiest feeling in the world, that goal there.
Scoring Old Firm goals are special, you know, like the nature of the game, the emotion of the game. They're special. International goal again, my last one against England at Wembley. It was, it was a decent goal as well. Yeah.
It's not decent, it's an absolute beauty.
But I'll always look back on the cup final, 9 men. It was.
Was that?
No,
Falkirk.
St Mirren.
I know that.
We got there in the end.
Was that the Pigeon? Was that the Pigeon Cup final?
One, yeah, the assist for the Pigeon.
Aye.
It's so that goal. I mean, it was to go down to 9 men. I mean, I just experienced that about 4 weeks ago against Ayr. I mean, it's hard work, but we managed to just defend, and it was for a while as well. We're down to 10 in the first half. Sure, we went down to 9, maybe on the 55 on the hour mark. So we've got a long time to go with 9 men, but we just dug in. You know, that's what that team did. Walter, Stander on. I mean, I think Ali actually took the team for the cups. I think it's quite well documented. Ali would always kind of, everybody thought Ali would pick the team for the cup, or the CIS Cup, or the Cooperative Insurance Cup as it was that year. But I think at that point we went down to 9 men. Walter was straight down and Ali sat down. And I've got this. Yep, he was standing on. He pulled us into position. He changed the formation. He was just kicked every ball. He actually headed that in with me as well when the camera goes to him. So he took control that day, and it was. I mean, what a performance! But again, that was what that group did. You know, we found a way to win. I mean, I think we had 2 or 3 cup finals with Rangers like that where we were right up against that. Falkirk the year before the Scottish Cup. was we were right up against it, and Falkirk were probably the better team. But I think Yogi was the manager for
That's
them.
right, he
actually.
was, aye.
And he was. They outplayed us. They did, but then made a change after. That was Boydie's infamous kind of too hot for football one, I think, where he came off at half time.
That's
Nacho
right.
came on and scored within
30
within
seconds.
2-3 minutes.
Aye,
Aye,
Pat Finn.
yep, first minute of the game, put one in the top bin. So
was
it
great.
was but I think that goal, that League Cup final goal when we're doing the 9 men, the cup final goal when you're a boy, you dream about like playing for big clubs and scoring goals and important goals, but cup final goals are extra special.
Aye. What time at Rangers did you enjoy the best? Do you think that was probably the second time?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I went there as a young boy when I was 20, all the years back, and loved it. And tried to embrace everything that the club was about, the standards. I mean, again, the level of player you had at that point was absolutely out of this world. I mean, Van Bronckhorst and Claudio Reyna, two guys, Alberts, Newmans, De Boers, Craig Moore was there at the time, and Fergie, arguably the best out of them all. Was there Moles, Dodds, Wallace, McCann. These guys were Kinchelskis. And these guys look where some of them came from.
Where they went.
Barcelona's and Man U, and where some went on. Gio going to Arsenal, going to Barcelona. So that group of players was an exceptional group
Did
of
you
players.
know that then, Kenny, or it's only now when you look back at you realise just what a special time that was?
No, I knew that then, the group. I mean, I always like to think I've got a bit of a brain in my head. It's not just the old kind of stereotypical footballer, but it's, you knew that at the time. And again, I loved it. I loved walking in that dressing room. I learned every single day playing with these guys, working with them, and like what it took to play at the football club, what it took to be a winner. I mean, I've always kind of considered myself that, but that's a different level, completely different level. So it was a really enjoyable time, but I was a young boy. I played a lot of games that year, actually. Again, had great moments, scoring 5 in one game, following that up with my first Champions League goal after 2 minutes. In my Champions League debut was massive. So I had good spells. We never won anything that year, which is incredible when you just talk about the group of players that we had. But the second time for me, I came back as an established player. I'd worked and established myself as a number 9 for the country. Walter obviously pretty much had gave me that role, and again, that was my most productive spell in a Scotland jersey as well. As much as I feel I was pretty consistent throughout my time as an international
You're
player.
probably, for me, Scotland's best ever lone striker.
Yeah.
You ran your socks off.
Yeah. But you know,
and you look at some of the games we were playing against, like Italy and all that. You scored against Italy, didn't you? Was there not a header?
Yeah,
in your
header
post?
and with that 1-1 draw.
yeah.
But again, I chipped in my goals throughout my time. But my most barren spell was right at the start between my first goal and my second goal. But again, it was my second goal, my third goal it might have been. But after that, I was pretty consistent, chipping in my goals here or there as well. So, but again, that coincided. Going back to Rangers in 2008 was no doubt my most enjoyable spell.
What made that second spell so special for you in your career? Would you say it's one of the best moments in your career, that actual second spell?
Absolutely, because I said I went back as an established player. You know, they were bringing me back to play, and Boydie was there. We could see probably a decent partnership building there as well. Walter was the manager as well, which had it not been for him being the manager and Ali being there as well, that opportunity might not have arose. So it was, and we're successful. Won the 3 leagues, won a cup each year as well. So there was doubles each year. So it was a real successful spell.
So, but before you go to Rangers for a second time, did you ever envisage playing for Celtic in between the 2 Rangers appearances?
No,
I don't think they would they?
No,
It's
one of the things that.
Was it an easy decision?
No. At that time, I had a lot of options.
What, to go somewhere else?
To stay in England, to go abroad. There was, again, it was off the back actually that I was in my final year of my contract at Wolves, and that Italy game was in September.
That's right.
Of that year. And if pretty much for there on, it's no. I mean, I started the season pretty well. I mean, it wasn't my best goal scoring season with Wolves, but I know I was playing good stuff, and that then led into the international scene. I think when you play in that game, it wasn't just a goal, and it was a good performance for the lads, but personally it was a good performance against, I mean, 2 probably the best centre backs I've played the game in the last 15-20 years in Cannavaro and Nesta. So I think I caught eyes that day, and then once if you do your follow-up work, I'd been playing pretty good stuff for Wolves as well. So there was opportunities there abroad in England, and then.
So why ultimately then, knowing the history of Glasgow, knowing what Mo Johnston had been through in his time, I know it's very different. He'd kind of like, I'm going to Celtic, and then he turned up at Rangers. I take it you take that all into consideration. What was the defining reason for choosing to leave England to come back to Scotland and play for Celtic?
Aye, why did you do it?
Well, it was. That's. I mean, obviously, I'd been away for Rangers for 5 years at that point. I'd been 5 years at Wolves, 5 brilliant years. But I loved it. Again, that was along with Rangers. That second time, definitely up there with my most enjoyable times. But I felt it was time to move on. I think the timing it was right as well. That Wolves team was breaking up. Lescott was leaving. Naylor left.
That's right.
Colin Cameron had left. Dinsey was leaving as well. I left. It was the breaking up of that team that was pretty much together for the 5 years I was there. But the opportunity was in. I wanted, like I said, I like to think myself as a winner. I wanted to win, and I wanted to play a part in a successful team. And going to Celtic at that time, I felt was a right up Champions League again. I did a wee taste of it. I had a wee taste of it with Rangers. I'd only played one game. I'd been on the bench for a couple other games, I think. But I think I played a UEFA Cup game back then. It was, I think, was it maybe Leverkusen, Kaiserslautern, I think it was away.
So you get the call from Strachan.
I got the call, and again it moved, and that was concrete. It was concrete. Other things were, we can do this, we can maybe do that, and we might need to wait to the end of the season. And
so you knew it was on the back burner. You knew there was an opportunity to go back to Scotland.
There was an opportunity, and again, like I said, and ultimately it came as it was concrete. There was an opportunity to, obviously with the rulings now, to sign a pre-contract when you enter that last 6 months of your deal. So it was an opportunity there, and I looked and I thought, it's a good opportunity.
Did you take a bit of time to...
Absolutely.
Because about how the Celtic fans might react when you being a former Rangers striker.
It came into it, but...
And what Rangers fans who...
Ultimately, it never... Obviously it crosses your mind, everything does, but I'm quite headstrong with that kind of stuff, and always believe that if I go and do what I do, it's just go and be a good professional, be a good teammate. It's a phrase that Gordon used a lot, is be a good teammate. And I felt that given, whether it be Rangers, whether it was Celtic, Hibs, whoever, I've always gave everything I've got for the jersey that I'm wearing, and that still includes now at 39 at Partick Thistle. So always believed that would get noticed and appreciated, and eventually, again, that year, it was a successful year. It was the last 16 of the Champions League, a title and a Scottish Cup.
So it was everything you'd hoped it would be, because that's why you went there, to experience the Champions League and to be a winner.
Yep, and again, I scored goals in the Champions League as well. I got a couple of goals against Benfica, a winning goal against Copenhagen. Again, I played as partners getting through to the next stages. I mean, again, we won the 3 home games that year. Naka scored that free kick. Like a wonderful free kick.
So at what point in your Celtic time did you feel like you were accepted? Because clearly you were a Rangers fan, you were a Rangers man, and there you were pulling on the number 9 jersey for Celtic.
I don't know if I was ever, see, for me, it's always been about, anywhere I've been, it's not about me, so see, I genuinely mean, and now, it's relevant because of where I'm at, if I wasn't to score another goal between now and the end of the season, but we got promoted, I would quite happily do that, It's
not about the team.
Yeah, of course it is. It's not about any individual being successful, it's about the team pulling together and having success. And again, going back to Rangers the next time, there was more opposition, I feel, going to Rangers the second time than what there was going to Celtic. Again, whether that's because I'd been away.
He was opposed to it. Yeah. Grado was totally against you coming back to it. He did not want you going back to Rangers after you played for Celtic.
But again, I'll not be the only one. There's thousands and thousands out there.
But it's football. It's rivalry. That's what football's all about. And so when a player that plays with Rangers or Celtic and they cross the divide, you know what I mean? It's obviously, because I remember when he signed for Celtic, I was gutted when he signed for Celtic. You know what I mean? And it's funny, because as I was telling him earlier on, I was like, nah, he shouldn't be back at Rangers, he shouldn't be back. And then as soon as you scored the goals at Parkhead, you were my background, my desktop computer. You know what I mean? Just like that.
But that's what the games do, though, don't they? Like you give you an opportunity to win people over, and that could be whether you've played for Celtic or not played for Celtic, or vice versa, played for Rangers and you go and play for Celtic. It gives you an opportunity to go and win fans over and actually earn your place in their hearts, or they'll maybe respect you. Again, they might not like you, they might not even rate you, but they might respect the job that you're actually carrying out.
I remember you come on as a sub, I think, your debut or should I say your second debut, a European game. See that night where you kind of shite yourself in case how the crowd reacted, or were you just choking to go on there and just prove them all wrong?
Get on and play.
Aye.
I just want to go and play. I mean, again, that's something that, fans have a massive, massive part to play in football, whether it be in smaller clubs but especially in big clubs, because the clubs like Rangers and Celtic, if things are not going well, it can be a very, very tough place to play. As you've seen over the years, that there's a lot of players that have come and maybe not been able to quite stand up to that. Whereas I was always quite comfortable in it. If people are against, and never really, I was kind of in my zone that I would just stick to the job at hand, a job that I was really, really comfortable doing, and believed that I could do it well. That I would go and do that, and believe eventually that would win over. And again, thing for me is that if I wasn't doing the job well, I wouldn't be playing. Like, you've got somebody who, so again, Walter Smith picking that team when I'm in it more often than I'm not, that tells me I'm doing something right, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be in.
Do you think you won the fans back over when you scored the goals at Parkhead? Did you get that sense of, right, that's it? I've got that out of the road.
There will
Let's
always be people, there will always be doubters, there will always be people that feel that maybe I wasn't even a good enough player to play for the club. But that's just the nature of football. But I would like to think the majority, again, not just in that second spell where we did have a successful spell, even in that last spell there, like, I'd done everything I possibly could to try and help the team, and help the club get back to where it belonged. And it was even in that later stage in my career, I still felt I was contributing a lot, and even off the field probably a lot more than what I had done previous. So always felt that I'd done a decent enough job that fans would definitely appreciate the fact that I did a decent job over 3 spells.
Yeah.
And a lot of, like, over 300 appearances, it's a lot of games to play for a football club.
You played with a lot of decent managers, the likes of Dick Advocat, Glenn Hoddle, Walter Smith, Mark Warburton. Well, I wouldn't say Mark Warburton was a great manager.
Graham Murty.
Story for another day, probably. You played.
How was Murty as a manager? How was he? Come on, so he's Murray's put into that position. What is it? February, Warburton goes.
Yeah.
He's under 20s coach. He's put right in there. He's put into a dressing room that's, it's maybe not their highest in terms of what do you call that word?
I think he was a fish out of water.
Right.
It was a fish out of water, but it was thrown into it. And a lot of things have happened over in my last 6 months at that football club that were, again, like you say, it is a story for another day, but unforgivable. Yeah. Unforgivable actions by people.
Will you not forgive?
That's not me. It's not about forgiving or looking for any kind of retribution or wishing ill on anybody. That's just not me. But
disappointed?
It's no, absolutely. That's the word bigger, more than any, is disappointing that you don't. I would never treat anybody the way that both myself and Lee Wallace were treated.
Yeah.
Never. I would never treat my worst enemy like that, because you're not getting anything. But the football club.
Why do you think that was, Kenny?
Because
in your opinion?
Because people at the football club wanted to make scapegoats of people to mask over their own deficiencies. It's as simple as that. And me and Lee were hung out to dry for effectively nothing. But in terms of Graham Murty, he was thrown into a job that he gave it everything he got first time. Second time, he then had the job in his hands until the end of the season, which, in my opinion, he wasn't ready for.
So you don't hold Graham responsible, or there's any blame aimed at him for the way
he played his part.
He played his part. So
he played his part because he never stood up to it. I mean, again, I could tell you a million.
Was he a puppet on a string then?
See, I couldn't answer that as definitively,
because I just think the way that you had conducted yourself as a Rangers player over so many years.
Yeah.
For it to end the way that it did was shameful.
It was shameful, and I said unforgivable. Like, it's not, but again, it's disgusting. Mm-hmm. It's actually disgusting the way that what happened with both Lee, and even the following season with Lee. I mean, Lee was stuck there. I had to leave the club that I love, and not even the way that I wanted. And I don't mean going out and having a big thanks Kenny for all your service. I don't mean that. I mean there's relationships that you build up with people. And I'm not talking managers and coaches. I'm talking about staff members that you've worked 15 to 20 or had a relationship with over since 2000. There's still people there for 2000 that I knew that are still there now. So you're talking over an 18-year span that you never even got to say bye to them. And again, I know that potentially you're not even welcome back in a place that you've been so much and you've worked so hard to,
and which means so much to you.
Exactly. And again, I think it's there's loads and loads of things that we could go on. Again, in terms of the Graham Murty thing, me and Graham,
When did you get a sense and a feeling that you were getting stabbed in the back? At
the
what
minute I
point?
got injured at Easter Road,
The minute you got
the second I went down at Easter Road,
the knives were out.
So, the quick backstory, Pedro behaved the same way because I think it's people behind them
Yeah.
that were making decisions or at least
Pushing
planting
them.
seeds or pushing them in a direction. So Pedro has his issues. Again, off the back of Old Firm defeats, normally is when the issues came.
Yeah. There's always someone else to blame.
So I was out of the team, wasn't involved in the squad. By the way, training every single day, no issue, no fallout with the manager. Every single day, you had a culture of shaking everybody's hands in the morning. Good morning, how are you? Every morning, shake his hand.
He done that, Pedro.
Pedro,
done
every
that.
morning. And but just wasn't squad getting selected for squads, but with no reason behind it. It was just you're no in the squad. All right, fair
So
enough.
no,
Good luck.
no explanation.
No explanation.
How quick? Sorry, just about. And how quick? But did you smarten up to Pedro that you thought, right? Who is this guy? Right away.
Aye,
Right
pretty
away.
much, aye. But
Aye.
again, that's another
Aye.
story.
Right.
But
So there you go. So you get to Easter
I'm
Road.
I'm out the team. Graham Murty, Pedro's relieved his duties.
Right.
Murch takes over again. First I ordered his business. I'm back in the squad. I'm wearing the armband. We're beating Hearts 3-1.
That's right, and you score.
Score 2.
Yeah, that's right. I was there that day. You
And
prick.
captain the team for the next the next 8 games, of which 6 we won,
That's
2
right.
we lost, 2 horrendous losses.
And,
One was one,
and
one
you were
was
the
Dundee.
catalyst of that because all the headlines are about you coming back at the team.
Which again,
I know you're part of the team and you don't see it as a
absolutely, yeah.
selfish. It's not
No,
about
but-
me.
But I always believed I could bring something to
To the
group.
team, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
And Rangers
that-
fans were delighted to have you
Yeah.
back. You were
Yeah.
you're proving some people wrong.
I get injured, and
At Easter Road.
at Easter Road, we win the game 2-1, and it's a hamstring injury. And it's reported as a real bad one. Never felt that bad. I mean, painful, but never felt as bad as what it was getting reported. Again, physio and Stevie, fantastic physio, great guy as well. Knows my body inside out. We knew I'd be back sooner rather than later. So, and it came at no bad time because you've got the winter shutdown as well. So I think I missed 3 games or maybe 4 games leading into the winter shutdown. And then over that break, I was always going to be back towards the end of it. So, but in that time, there was again, I don't claim to be anything special, but I've been around people enough and I've got a fair read on people that within a few days, there was a change.
You
There was
sensed
a change
it.
in atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the thing, I was told, we're going to Florida. I wouldn't be going to Florida. And I actually burst out laughing when I was told because I knew it was coming. I knew because I knew what was going on in the background and I knew...
Was there a different feel about the club?
There's
A different
there's
feel about...
There's just a weird, because me and Graham, as much as, like I said, he was probably not ready for that role. As much as he was thrust into it. Fair play, he had to go and do the job. But we had actually had a decent enough working relationship that
Just
for some
gone.
reason overnight just went.
So is it his decision not to take you to Florida?
Nah, well,
Nah,
I don't
it
think
wasn't.
it
It
would
wasn't Murray.
I don't think it would have been.
No.
Because I was going to be back, and they made the point that was maybe injury players or injured players weren't going, but there was injured players there.
Yeah.
Me and Lee were left back.
What do you ultimately think the reason was, Kenny? Was it because the wages you were on, the money you were
Wages,
on?
I was probably one of the lowest earners at the club.
Well, what do you think it was, and why do you think that you and Lee were treated like that? You're made to be the scapegoats at that time at the
you got me,
club.
but that season, I'd been hammed to me twice now. So, and see, the year before, even, Mark Warburton had been trying to kind of get me a new contract for November, December time. I never signed a new contract till after the Aberdeen game, 3-0. Scored 2 goals up there. We won 3-0 under Pedro. And I thought I was done at that point. I didn't think I was going to get a new deal. Because I just, again,
just got a feeling,
I've been in the place long enough and I know how these people are operating. So I just thought, see if somebody came in, people who are listening or people who, I'm no better at all about it. Because at some point,
I can tell you're disappointed, though.
oh, of course I am. Because I love the place. And see, moving forward.
Do you still love the place,
Yeah.
despite the way you're treated?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Of course I do. There's people within it that for me are not the right people. But
Still?
But again, that's only my view. It's only my opinion, and I've had to live through and working with some of these people that I know they're not right. But I still feel now I could have gave something to that group, even now, and whether that be as a backup player or even just having an influence off the field.
Yeah.
Was it Edmondson done his bit this week about senior players who will keep the younger players feet
Yeah.
on the ground?
Yeah.
I never read the whole article, I just seen the headline. He'll be talking about Steve Davis and Alan McGregor.
Aye, yeah.
Why will he be talking about they two? Because they're the two have lived it.
Yeah.
They're the
Been
two
there,
have
done
been
it.
successful. They're the two that know. I spoke to Griggsy after an Old Firm game last year with one of the ones that won. He said there was a lot of celebrating and he's just sitting there.
Aye. No
One
won
game.
nothing yet.
It's one game.
We've no none
They've
won
won
yet.
one
Yeah.
game.
Aye.
And that's the kind of influence that I would have brought.
Yeah.
Listen, and I'm not saying I should be there, but say I'm 39, you know, I probably shouldn't be a player, you know, but I felt I had a role and I could have played a role moving forward. But listen, it's history and what will be in the future. But
But has it soured your career at Rangers?
no.
It hasn't soured
No.
it. So
I had a bad last 6 months. I never enjoyed that last.
But
I mean,
you're
again-
not letting it overshadow the successes
No,
and the
no,
love
no,
and the
no,
joy
no,
you had.
Not at all. Because I told you I'm not that person.
And if you were to describe Pedro Caixinha in a sentence, what would it be?
Crazy. He was crazy, but you know, again through all this, I've no real feeling either way
For him.
for Pedro. But what I will say is, he was passionate. He had his methods. It was evident early
Aye.
that
So-
they methods probably weren't going to work for where we
From what you could see.
for Glasgow Rangers.
So was it even like the first day you walk into training,
I
Pedro?
wouldn't go the
were you-
first day, but
Aye.
there was in the first weeks.
So you must have been like that, kind of going, talking to yourselves, going, who is this guy?
In
Who
the
is
fir-
this guy?
In the first weeks, there was definitely
Googling him and
signs.
all that, and fucking,
Well,
bet he's what?
Of course we were.
Aye.
Who is this
He's
guy?
making a
that's
couple of
getting
phone
the
calls
job?
going, then he's not this guy.
Who's getting this job? Like, who is
Aye.
this guy that was getting
Aye.
the job? But again, that's like I said, he was passionate. He stuck to what he believed.
Mm-hmm.
I just early. We had a long chat one day. The Pullman explained the way he works, and I could understand it. He showed me, I had all these footage on this projector, and he was running through, and he was doing his stuff, and I sat there and I thought, fair enough. If that's how you want to work, then you're the manager. We as players now have to buy into it. We need to try and carry out your instructions as best we possibly can, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
It's not about us developing a style or picking a team or coming up with a tactic. That's the manager and the coach's jobs. And he tried to do that. But I came out of that and I thought a lot of the clips and things he was showing me was his work from his previous club, which I think was his Algarrafa.
Aye,
That's
it was,
right,
it was something
Qatar.
in Dubai or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep, and I looked at it and I said to him after, I says, that's great what you've shown me,
That's
but
not going to work here.
look at the space that your players are operating in here. Right? They understand that probably 9 games out of 10, that team's probably going to be 50 yards deeper than what we're, like the team that we're playing is probably going to be 50 yards deeper, and they're probably going to have 9 more men behind the ball than what the majority of these pictures that you're showing me were. And he was like, no, but it can work. And I went, great, well, listen, I hope it's right. I hope it does. And like I said, there was no player who never gave everything to that cause. It just, you were up against it, I think, with what he was asking us to do. I just don't think he was, like I say, when you look at everything that went through and you're asking, how soon, I think, and it wasn't just me, there's a dressing room of players that are thinking how, and we had some good players, again, experienced players in that dressing room at the time. You think of Nico Crancha, who's played at 80 odd caps for Croatia, played in the Premier League for X amount of years, big transfer fees, that he would be, and Nico was like, I've maybe got a better, well, I'm maybe not a great poker face, but I've got a better poker face than Nico. If Nico didn't like something,
Really?
he would just need to look, and he would be, the disgust would be just ripping at him. So it was, we had some big players, and good Graham Dorrans and other players played in England against
Clint
left
Hull.
the club. Now Clint Hull, like these guys have been about and seen it, and
How is Lee Wallace? I mean, obviously you're close to
Listen,
him because you went through it together.
you did, and I feel for Lee. I feel for Lee in the respect that I feel a wee bit responsible.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel a wee bit responsible because Lee loved that place as well, and see the fact that we actually lived and breathed it, that was held against you, I think.
Your passion.
Like me and Lee would be sitting, so Lee would sit there at the end of the dinner table for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and I would sit there right next to him, and we'd constantly be talking. By the way, just talking football, not necessarily talking about oh, how did we get beat the weekend, or how can we be better as a football club or as a football team? Just talking about football in general, that's what we did. Like, we live and breathe it. We don't just live and breathe Rangers, we live and breathe football. So we'd be moving the salt shakers or the brown sauces we're putting into a formation, and we're saying, right, so if he moves there, where's the ketchup going to go, you know? So this is the things we've done. But you could see people thinking, like people who are insecure thinking, what are they talking about?
Are they talking about me?
What are they trying to say they could do the job better? Or are they trying to think we should be there, or we're doing things wrong? It's not like that. But people are paranoid, you know. There's millions and millions of people in football that are like that. But all it was is the love for football. And it wasn't, like I said, half the time it would be in relation to us. But anyway.
Are you saying that you feel responsible because
you were close to me?
Yeah.
I do this, and I might be completely wrong, but I'm never wrong.
Was it? Was there that divide in the dressing room with the foreigners?
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
There was none at all, because you know there always was that, like, you know,
I know,
the Colombians and the Spaniards.
The boys were brilliant. They fit in great.
Aye.
I mean, they speak the language, but they fit in great.
Aye, they get tore in.
See, if you bring foreign players into a dressing room, they kind of congregate together.
Aye.
Because they're all, again, maybe not only just because but they're coming to the club at the same time. You know, so that can maybe be your wee safety. That's my it's like your first day of school. It's like that's my pal. That's my wee pal. I'm going to latch on to somebody else who's in the same boat.
Yeah.
You know, whereas it's jobs to, and I know this is the thing that's right disappointing, that Lee Wallace last year, he went away, he was the club captain. Yep, Tav obviously got it in his absence last year because he wasn't playing, but he still carried out a role within that dressing room to try and make these boys feel as welcome as they possibly can. If there was anything that they needed help with, he done that, because that's the person he is. And even now at QPR, he feels terrible that he's not played. Yeah, and it's because, again, it's the person he is, but he'll still be behind the scenes. Yeah. He will be contributing to that group, and that's what he done. And like I said, it's there's never, like, cliques is the wrong word, divides are the wrong word.
Yeah, clique is the wrong word,
people you're closer in the dressing room? Absolutely there is.
Totally, yeah.
But it doesn't mean to say that you don't get on with a certain player or players.
I like the fact that, see, because I always remember, obviously, I used to always follow, because I've got I know wee Billy Gilmer well, and it was always nice to see the likes of you and Lee, when you see the pictures of training, it would always be yous and amongst with the youngins and all that. And I think that does help. That needs to be there. The likes of teams at Rangers, where you have people that have lived and breathed it, that have got the experiences, that can pass it down, that have got the knowledge. You know, there needs to be players
in every football club.
Every football club to get that.
There's a place for people who care about the football club.
Aye, so say about wee Billy, you got a wee funny story there now? Have you? Tell us, go.
Aye, brilliant, aye.
He loves it, his pals with Billy Gilmer, because he thinks that Billy Gilmore is the next big thing.
Well, let me tell you.
Because then I can't wait till he's fucking the Don down there, and I'm going to...
He is special.
Is he?
He's a special talent. And probably feeling about 14, 15 he was when you're in floating about Murray Park, and maybe we're getting ready to go to a game, and the 15s or whoever it is are playing on the Astro, and you watch, you can just your eyes just immediately draw to him, because he demands, his abilities are there to be seen, but he's in the right positions, he makes the right passing. Again, that's the thing that sets top players apart from good players, and then for good players to not so good players, is the decision making. And his decision making was just even for a young age. Like, I genuinely say, and I don't mean any disrespect to anyone to be saying that, but see, when he came and trained with the first team, his decision making levels were better than some players in our team. And that's not a slight on the players. That's how good he is at that level, at that age. That you know, the biggest thing about his abilities, I think, are unquestioned. That's why he is where he is, and that's why he's making Premier League debuts for Chelsea at 18 and starring in a Carabao Cup game.
And getting picked out by Frank Lampard in his media conference.
As a exceptional performer within the game, and that's why he is, because his abilities. But you know, the biggest thing that impressed me about him is his attitude and his willingness to learn and fight and work hard every single day and listen. There's a humility about him, again, something that all top players have got. But he just wants to win. He just wants to get better. He just works hard. Again, there's noise. Again, you hear this, and whether they're true or they're not true, but you hear that he's the first one in there. When you hear it was his wee kind of documentary thing.
Yeah, that follows him with their day
to day. He's in watching clips of Fabregas or whatever it is, because that's a player that he looks and thinks he could model himself on. But he's just, the kid's got it, you know. And again, so on that story, so we're watching their game one day, and they finished. They never normally finished their game before we had left, but this particular day, they had finished their game, I think they won 7-0 or whatever, because there was a decent team. Dapo is in that team as well, and they two are the kind of exceptional performers at that level. They're probably a lot better in their level. So I went, they're sitting in the indoor hall just as we were walking out that way to go on the bus. So I popped my head in, boys, what was the score? The boys are just sitting, wee Billy, 7-0. I went, all right, aye, decent game, aye, easy. I went, okay, brilliant. I went, who scored? I scored. I went, you never fucking scored. I went, you don't get in the box. I went, aye, I did, it was a penalty. I went, brilliant, man, well done, boys, we're away to the game now. So I walked out and I thought, he's got character.
Aye.
There's a personality.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of balls about him.
Attitude.
And that is a huge, huge difference in that boy. Despite him probably having better abilities, that's a massive, massive difference in that boy.
Right, you know what? Before
Livingston.
Aye, right, okay, talk about Livingston first, but there's Rangers things I want to ask as a Rangers fan.
Well, fucking ask them then.
Right, come on, what's the best days, stop. Best ever feeling as a Rangers player, what was the best games? Tell me about the likes of Kelly, Rugby Park, when we scored 3 goals inside 10 minutes. Fuck, right, brilliant.
So we'll knock that on the head.
Did you score in the game where Edu scored the minute in the last goal?
No. So it was 1-0.
1-0.
But by the way, what a day though. What a day. I still get goosebumps now seeing that.
That is brilliant.
But see, you need to watch it, because I'm rooted. I'm like rooted to the spot, and it, Boogie hits it, and I'm like, go and get in, and I can't even move my feet.
Because you're like a fan.
Get in. Yeah, that's what it was. I was heading it, I was kicking it, but my feet were rooted, and then it dropped to Boydie, and like, Boydie, put it in.
How did Boydie no score?
He knees it, and he tries to chest it, and it drops to Edu, and he kicks it, and well, hell breaks loose. I just got him in a headlock, and that's him done.
Love it. And then see how the lights that, and then ended the game, they went, come on over to my place. There you go.
See,
we're having a party.
I think that pretty much decided that was a league.
Yes.
That day.
Yeah, that was huge.
And that's, I think that put us maybe 10 clear that day, if I remember rightly. But it was something like that. But it was a confirmation that if we'd have to have an absolute beast if we were going to win the league.
Yeah.
So that, great. Listen, the year before at Tannadice was a brilliant day.
Oh, that's one, aye.
It was a brilliant day.
Aye, that's a great day.
Well, again, you're Pedro scores, Laugh scores, you're 2-0 up at half time, Big Boydie scores just after half time, you're 3-0, and that's you, you've got the league title in the bag. So great days.
They were the best days, weren't they, for you?
Winning.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
Winning trophies. I love the Old Firm games. I love watching them now. I just wish I was still out there. That's the problem. But I love the Old Firm games and scoring the goals and winning the games, whether it be Ibrox or Parkhead but winning trophies is what it's, because see the Old Firm games, that's 3 points towards winning a league. That's ultimately what it is.
Yeah.
It means a lot to everybody surrounding the football club, fans, players, coaches, workers, everything alike. It means so much to them. But ultimately, it's 3 points, and that's why Alan McGregor's sitting on his arse. No celebrating, because he knows, by the way, we've done nothing. We need to kick on next week. We need to back it up. We need to go and back it up.
With that in mind, Rangers clearly lost the first Old Firm game of the season, but they're 2 points clear at the top of the league. Will Rangers win the league this year?
I said before the league started, I fancied them to win the league. Yeah.
So did I. Everyone laughed at me. I got the absolute piss ripped out of me when I said...
It's not any outrageous statements. It's just a belief that I look at the squads, I look...
Managers?
Look at the managers.
Well, you gutted not to be a part of Stevie Gerrard's team.
Yeah,
that must have been gutting.
It was, because like I said, I still believe that I could have had a role within that dressing room to
There's
play.
still time yet.
And,
you could be back there.
Right, listen,
you know what I mean?
I've got 5 years left. I've got 5 years left playing. So, no.
You think Rangers will win the league this year?
Listen, I don't think Rangers will be far away this year. And I say that, again, if you've got to make a prediction, you've got to make a prediction, So I fancied Rangers to win the league. I don't think it's not going to be easy.
Jake, like back to the old days, it's basically the Old Firm games that might ultimately decide this.
You say that, but we're 8 games in at the moment.
Well, Rangers and Celtic have dropped 5 points against Hibs and
plus after beating Rangers. So the Old Firm games, everybody says the Old Firm games. You know what? Rangers could lose the 4 Old Firm games and still win the league, and I think everybody would accept that.
So just be better than the rest, and you should win the league.
See, the thing is, over the last 3 years, that's what's let Rangers down.
Yeah,
is the consistency, the performances, and not just the performance, because ultimately it's about results, but the results, the consistency has not been there. Whereas if you look at, you lose the Old Firm game, and it was a tame-ish performance, I think we could say. They go then 3, 4, 5 in the league, like. That don't look like, touch wood, that they'll drop. They will drop points, by the way, over the course of the season. So will Celtic, So everybody drops points to teams that you potentially shouldn't drop points to. But
And that could be the game after the international break away at Tynecastle.
That's going to be a good game, that.
It will be a good game.
I think so.
I was going to talk about Livingston, but do you want to just sum that up in a sentence?
Enjoyed it. I really did.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that.
What was
Enjoyed
it?
it.
The
It's
Tony
my
macaroni?
first-
You like the macaroni there?
No, management. I loved it. I
Why?
loved preparing.
How long was it? Was it just like a
7
month?
weeks.
7 weeks.
7 weeks. I loved looking at it, watching the opposition and working out how we could play against them.
Who did you fall out with?
Pass. Well, no comment. I think,
I know a few.
Did you square go someday?
Nah.
No.
Never squared.
It wasn't like that. It was above, wasn't it?
No, it was just, again, I really, really enjoyed it. Lessons to be learned, though,
Yes.
I say, as always.
Yeah.
You look for a stable...
What was it
Working
like?
environment.
What was it like coming on at Parkhead as a sub for Livingston? And was that a kind
I
of?
started the game, you.
He's a player manager. Of course he's going to start.
Oh, I thought you come on as a sub. Did you sub yourself?
I came off.
What did you do? Did you just go, right, I want half? You just do that? Is that what you did?
It was,
No, I'm coming half. Is that what you
it
did?
was 3-0 at the time, so it was...
Oh,
they kinda just
I'm not taking the blame for this. I'm fucking off.
But you know what, I actually enjoyed standing on the touchline as
Yeah.
well, and again, you see the game different. I mean, I feel I've got, even for playing in games, I've got a decent take of what's going on and maybe how we're playing or how we can maybe change things to be better, which again, that's why I took that role, because I believed that I could do that well. But it's always nice, see when you're standing and you're watching the team playing, you see it more, you see kind of positions. I mean, again, as a forward, you never know if your back line's going to be in the right position, if they're squeezing the game, if they're too deep.
Yeah.
So on the side, you can see everything, you know. So
Who was your assistant?
it's Martindale.
Right.
And
There you
is that all?
No, I was just.
that
Does he shout and does he go, right, you come off?
He
Or
does
you-
put a lot of shit
aye.
on, aye.
And then do you just put a jumper on and then just.
I just put a bib on, actually. It was quite warm that day. Put a bib on, that was it.
So, I mean, clearly you've got a taste for management. That's something you will do again in the future. You're currently at Partick Thistle, and I thought that you might have got involved when Gary Caldwell was given the heave-ho.
You must have thought that, no?
No.
But what I meant was to be part of the backup,
Nah,
to
but see, I was
be part of the
Gary's,
team.
though. I
Yeah.
was part of Gary's. Like, that's why I went there. I didn't want any title, player coach.
Yeah.
They don't need it.
Yeah.
I'm a player,
Yeah.
first and foremost. But where I can help, where I can weigh in with a view and
Yeah.
opinion, I was doing. Me and Gary would speak every other night about things, and whether it be leading into a game or kind of going through what's just happened in the previous game.
Are you enjoying Partick?
I am.
Ian McCall's back.
He is, and he's again, he's different. Every manager is, but I think he will get a response.
He
And if
got a
he-
response to that first
And
game.
if he doesn't, he'll be telling you.
Aye. I mean, can I just thank you and Ian McCall and the rest of the squad, because the first game that Ian McCall was in charge of, he goes to Inverness, who are one of the favourites against the playoffs, and I just had a funny feeling that he would do something, and I put a bet on 20 quid. 8-1, both teams to score and Partick Thistle to win
Good
away.
bet.
No, you're
8-1,
bet.
and you won 3-1.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 8-1. Yeah, it's one of them. It's after the event. You're going, why not put a grand on that?
You got a granny put on fucking bet?
No, I'm just-
What's you getting paid in this? What's you getting paid?
He can't bet, so I can't even.
Right, Kenny and Grado, I've got some random questions for you.
Hold on.
I need both of you to answer them.
What is it? Is it just a quiz?
They're just random questions. They're just random questions.
Right.
If animals could talk,
Oh my God.
which animal could be the rudest?
Dogs.
A dog would be the
Monkey.
rudest. A monkey would be the rudest. Why a monkey,
No, you
Ken?
asked me the question. I said, "My why dog?"
Why a dog?
You asked the question, I answer. That's it.
Right, well, actually, you've got a point with monkeys because they're the
They do.
most associated to humans, aren't they? You know, they've
Don't
got
go up to
boys and all
things
that.
in
Well,
cages
they've
when
got
people are
boys, but
watching them as well.
So
no,
you're
is that
gonna-
not-
you're
they've
agree
got
with Kenny?
horns and all that, aren't they? And they've not got paws, so they're most likely to be like humans, aren't they? Oh, fuck, what kind of questions is this?
Right, here's the next question. Would you rather paint a wall with your face or your knees?
Knees.
Knees.
My face, because I've got a knee injury from I fell on the stage.
Is cereal a soup?
No.
No, it's
What is it then?
It's a starter.
Cereal.
What is? It's a starter. What do you mean it's a starter?
It's soup, a starter
Breakfast.
cereal.
What's no? But
It's not soup,
but
no.
what is soup?
It's a
Soup,
starter.
soup.
But what is soup?
Well, whatever's in the soup.
Yeah, I know,
Tomato,
but
carrots, coriander,
it's
is it?
watery.
It's a
Yeah.
course. It's a course.
Yeah, but cereal is
Milk and cereal.
yeah, but is that a soup?
No.
What are you talking?
Do you know what I'm getting at?
Because you put milk in it.
Aye, is it a soup?
Fuck. Aye, it is actually.
There you go.
Oh, so it is a soup then, is that it?
I don't know. It's what you'd have. It's like, what Spice Girl best describe you? Posh, sporty, ginger, baby, or scary? Kenny.
Sporty.
Grado.
Sporty.
Posh.
If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be, Kenny?
Younger.
Younger?
Yep.
You want to go back there and do it all
Aye.
again?
Yep.
Yeah. Grado.
What was the question?
If you could do one thing to change about yourself, what would it be?
Better at diets.
Better at diets?
Aye, better at diets.
Not very good at them,
No,
no.
hold on, let me a second. Something better than that.
If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? He wants to be younger.
Forever.
Forever. Peter Pan.
Yeah.
If you could pick one age to stay at, what would it be?
Hold on, no, ask me that again if you change
I
anything.
will do.
28.
28. Grado, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
I wish I accepted offer a breast reduction surgery a couple of years ago.
You were offered a breast reduction surgery.
That's the story for another day, right?
But
Next
you were
question.
offered it?
Aye, next day.
Next week then, we'll talk about that. And what movie scared you as a kid, Kenny?
Can't.
Ooh.
A movie that scared you.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Snap! The exact same movie for me. Shat
Maybe
myself.
show my age there as well.
Yeah. Grado?
Candyman.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah.
Oh, what?
That's-
Oh, the wasps coming out of the toilet and all that, and the big.
So you're
big
scared of a
horn.
wasp?
Oh,
Coming out of the toilet?
I've got a major fear of wasps, but the Candyman. Seeing it in front of a mirror, that biffed me out as a Wayne. I'd never ever see it in
done
front of
it,
a mirror. Oh no, fuck that.
Have you never done it?
Not any chance.
Shite bag.
Cake or pie, Kenny?
Cake.
Cake.
Both.
Leather or lace, Kenny?
Leather.
Leather.
Both like leather. What's the best type of cheese, Kenny?
Camembert.
Oh, really? That's quite. Do you know, I've got a major passion for cheese, but I've never tried camembert.
But by the way, if you ask my wife, I don't like cheese. But I like it on pizzas or baked potatoes. Or
And it would be a nice camembert.
A wee bit of chutney, a wee grape.
All right, nice.
I had that on Saturday,
Aye,
so a wee
mate.
glass of red.
Aye, oh,
There's
nice.
nothing better. Last night I had smoked cheese, I had blue cheese, I had cheddar, I had this orange with blue in it, and it tastes like the woman said it was like chocolate. It tastes like chocolate. The funny
Chocolate
thing
cheese.
Is, the funny thing is, see, when I went to the cheese shop, right, and I says to the woman, what kind of cheese in here do you recommend? What's your favourite? And she went, I don't know. I get my cheese for Asda. You want my fucking cheese shop?
And she gets her cheese for
Aye. What can anyway? So but I'd say if you pick a favourite, probably would be just a nice straight up cheddar to put my macaroni.
Okay. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? What do you think? The two of you can discuss this.
114.
140. That's a lot of chickens.
Aye, it's a big elephant.
Aye.
792.
Don't thick skin as well, so if you're thinking about the pecking,
Have you ever skinny dipped, Kenny Miller?
no.
You've never skinny
Never,
dipped.
no.
You've never done that.
I had a bath, but
You've never jumped into the ocean with knee clay on or a
No.
pool or anything.
No.
No. Do you ever, does it float your boat? Do you fancy doing it?
Really not.
No.
Why would it?
It's something to do, no?
Aye. I could have trunks on or shorts on as well. It's doing the same thing, no?
Yeah, but there's something about the
No,
freedom
no.
of.
He's a bit of weirdo. He's a bit of pervy.
No.
Have you, Grado?
Aye, 100 times.
Hundreds of times. If you had the power to shrink any one object and carry it in your pocket, what would it be? If you could shrink any one object and carry it in your pocket, what would it be?
I'll leave this to Grado's imagination, this one.
You could shrink anything, Grado. Put in your pocket. What would it be? You asleep? Do you want me to just ask another question,
Aye,
Grado?
I'll move on for that. Aye.
MacBook. What?
Does the phone not do the same thing?
You're right. You've got the phone. Why would you put MacBook in
All
your
right, my
pocket?
phone then.
Put your phone fits in your pocket.
But this one's big.
easier.
It's too big.
Ah, right.
Because every time I go on the motorbike,
Is it?
it falls out like that. So I
Screen,
safe phone.
flat, on 20 quid down.
What would your entrance music be if you're a wrestler?
Oh, good
Kenny
question.
Miller.
Good question.
Don't need to ask Grados, we know what it is.
What is yours?
You don't know my entrance music?
What is it?
He's not watched you.
What is it?
It's Madonna,
prayer,
like a
Madonna,
prayer.
like a
Ah, I've seen it. I have seen it, yeah. I don't know, some kind of... Probably Pirates. I like the Klitschko.
Pirates?
I like Klitschko. I said Pirates. Some of the probably stay. I like Klitschko's entrance music.
Oh,
It's,
right.
Is it Red Hot?
That's right, yeah.
See,
Red Hot
Tyson
Chili
Fury was
Peppers,
in-
yeah.
Tyson Fury was in the WWE at the weekend.
Or some kind of either Tiger or Rocky. I like a bit of Rocky.
Right, okay.
Simply the best, nah.
Well, maybe.
Does that not get you going, but?
Does aye? Always.
What was your favourite toy growing up, Kenny Miller?
Probably my football.
Kick about all the time?
Or tennis. But sometimes if I had a ball, it'd be a tennis ball. I'd be kicking about the
Aye,
street.
I was the same. Grado, what was your favourite toy growing up?
My goalie trousers.
Your goalie trousers?
I was a goalie. And when I got the goalie trousers, nobody else in my scheme
I've all
had
the
goalie
patches, all the
Aye,
things that
aye.
said, they're all
And I
in
got to
there.
wear the
Rush?
white side.
No?
It reminded me of Litfi. Aye, Rush. It might have been Rush, aye.
Rush, really
you
spell.
done that? Have I got white a bit in my
No,
life?
no,
Is that
it's
what you're
weird,
doing
just
that? Because I loved goalies and all that, so it reminded me of being like Phil Snelders, because he would wear the white socks. And the
So the goalie trousers,
Is that a
aye.
shit answer?
It was, aye. Moving on.
Not really a toy, is it?
No, it's not even a toy, man.
Right then, hold on. Fuck's sake.
Toy? A
My-
fucking toy?
It's not a toy.
A
A
toy
wrestling
is
belt.
it is.
suppose it is.
A wrestling belt. A wrestling belt.
Was your
Got a wee-
favourite
Got a
toy?
wee story about wrestling belts, by the way.
Aye,
Go on
'cause
then.
There you go, what?
So we used to play, me and Griggsy McGregor would play Hearts against Coisty and Pip, the physio. So we used to pump them all the time. Coisty would say Pip was rubbish, but me and Griggsy would pump them all the time. So we got a couple of the wee toy
Belts.
WWE belts. Come on, put them on, walk into Marhall. It was the night before an Old Firm game, actually. I think we won it. We better won it. We came out of the belts, high above the head, simply the best music coming on.
That's brilliant.
Big wins.
That's brilliant. But you've been in a WWE ring, haven't you?
I have, aye.
And I've no.
A couple more questions before we call it a day. If you could live in a movie, what movie would it be? If you could live in a movie.
Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory. 100%. Oh, aye, man. Get to go round there now with the chuggy. Get the chuggy and then the fucking thing that makes you fly. Remember? And then you just have to start at Rifton. Take it
Burping
down
to
and all
get
that.
down,
Remember all
aye.
that?
Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory is a movie you like to live in.
Aye.
Right, Kenny?
I'm not. It's hard. Got so many movies that I buzz off.
Quite a lot
Aye.
there,
Aye,
haven't
loads and loads. And
I mean, you were
loads.
quick there. You've thought that one through.
Aye.
I like the sports movies, like
Shot at
Remember the
Glory.
Titans or something. There's a big
Aye.
movie I think with Denzel's in that.
you? That Alan McCoy's movie.
Braveheart. Love it.
Braveheart, yes.
That's right. I'd be Braveheart,
Yes,
obviously.
yes.
Aye.
Leading from the front.
Yeah, but I wouldn't get killed at the end. But no, I might go Braveheart.
Braveheart. And finally, what's the funniest joke you know?
What do you call a man without a dog?
What do you call a man without a dog?
Douglas.
That's just good.
Oh, knock.
Who's there?
Disease.
Disease who?
Disease wee trousers fit me.
Douglas was better.
Kenny, favourite
I'll
joke?
go with that. I'm going with that one.
you-
That is my favourite.
Do you know that joke?
No, I never actually. Just up top. It's not for the show. It's too long. But Liam Kelly told us a right good joke about. Well, that's it. It's not for the show.
Right,
That was a
okay.
right good joke.
Right, okay.
So just take my word for it.
Right, okay.
So,
You'd be laughing for fun as well. Better than Douglas as well.
Kenny, all the best at Part
Pleasure.
of Thistle, mate. It's been an absolute
Pleasure.
pleasure. A right good laugh with it, my man. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Cheers,
Loved it.
bud.
Right, is that it? I thought I asked if you squared with Murty.
It's now time for Beer 52 Match of the Week. Your chance to win a case of beer from Beer 52. Over to you, Grado.
Aye, congratulations to Andy Brown, who correctly guessed the 1-1 result at the weekend between Aberdeen and Hibs to win a case of beer. Hey, and it's international weekend, unfortunately. I hate that carry on. So, and I know it's terrible, right? I know it is, but I
It's
just...
because Scotland are rubbish. That's what it is.
It's just not the same. It's international weekend, so our Beer 52 is match of the week is Scotland versus San Marino
Now,
on Sunday.
now see
at
this
Hampden.
game. This game could be anything from just a dodgy 1-0 to a 9-0 for Scotland.
I would start Shankland.
Aye, I would. I would start Shankland ahead of Bark.
Definitely would.
100%, because if he
Go
can,
for it. If he can do it in the championship,
he can do it against San Marino. Yeah, 100%. You know why he just said that? He's stealing my thunder. I just said that to him before we did Beer 52. That's why you're giggling away there. The big smile on your face. You're a dick. So to win, all you have to do is guess the correct score before midday on Sunday. So Scotland, San Marino at Hampden, what will the score be?
Let's go for it. Scotland 3. Who are they playing? San Marino 0. Shankland hat-trick.
I'm going for 7-0 Scotland.
Are you?
Oof, 7-0 Scotland.
How many goals for Shankland?
Shanklin got a couple, but I think we will go out there and blow them away.
You think so?
Aye, I do. So if you want to get involved with a prediction for Scotland versus San Marino, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page or our Twitter page and give us a prediction. Just put a prediction down. Winners must be 18 or over and stay in the UK. And you can get free beer from Beer 52 as well if you do not win a case of beer with us. How do you do that, Grado?
All you need to do is go to www.beer52.com/daft and we can sort out 8 beers if you just cover the £4.95 postage. And as an added bonus for the Football Daft listeners, you can get 2 extra free beers. That's a total of 10 free beers. Your first box will be sent to you next day and we'll get 10 beer from all over Europe. It's a monthly subscription service for beer and Beer 52. They don't hold you to ransom. You can leave at any time. So just go to www.beer52.com/daft/daft to get your first case of 10 beers for free. That's www.beer52.com.
You don't have to keep saying www. Everyone knows that now. It's just beer52.com/daft.
You're just copying me because I said last week you don't need to keep saying it's a Football Daft podcast. Because
mate, do you have to say www nowadays? Do you have to do it?
No,
you don't.
It's like when
Football
people
Daft/daft.
It's like when people say, "Give me your email address," and you go, "It's Graham Stevely," or the one word. You go, obviously it's all the fucking one word. You don't get spaces in it.
Do you put a dot in the middle of Graham Stevely?
No, but I mean,
I'm you and dot in my email.
Aye, no.
You're just one word.
No, I'm Golden Graham.
Golden Graham.
Golden Graham 2003.
At.
I'm not saying.
I thought you were going to walk right into that. Beer52.com/daft is what you need today. That's just about it for the Football Daft podcast with Ewen and Grado. Our thanks to our very special guest today, the one and only Kenny Miller.
Hey, well done.
Great stuff from Kenny. Thank you so much for coming in. And he wants to come back. He enjoyed the experience that much. We do love to get your reviews on the Apple podcast. So please drop us a little review. Let us know what you think of the show. Good or bad. Grado, what reviews we got this week?
I've got a 5-star review from Dylan Bob P. He says, brilliant entertainment, great part of guests who are really involved and frank. The only negative is the beginning when Ewan says encyclopedia brain. It should be an encyclopedic brain. This is my favourite podcast and no one should be without it in their life. Mate, we've pulled you up for that for the very start. I have an encyclopedia brain.
Right. I said to the guys here who produce the show, I know I got that wrong. I picked up on it straight away, but they've left it into me look like a fucking idiot. And I know that there's been an encyclopedia brain.
Get it round you. Right, here, I've got a kebab shop to go and open up, so I need to boost.
So leave your reviews on the Apple podcast. We'd love to hear from you what you think of the show. That's just.
I'll get fed at this tonight then, aye?
You'll get fed at this, aye. You'll get fed, no problem. Thank you so much again for listening. Thank you so much for your support. We're back again next week. Grado, guess what? You've been daft.
You've been football. It's yourself. Remember that.